What if I told you the best EDC pliers you can buy aren't the $35 premium pair that everyone raves about, but instead it's the $13 budget option no one talks about? Today we're putting the $13 Work Pro mini pliers head to head with the legendary Knipex Cobra XS. And one of these might completely change how you build your everyday carry. So is the Knipex really worth nearly 3 times the price, or is the Work Pro the ultimate budget EDC hack? Let's find out. Before we compare the two, let's answer the bigger question. Why even carry a pair of pliers at all? A lot of people default to something like a Leatherman. And don't get me wrong, multi-tools are really great. But if you think about it, how often do you use all these tools? Most of the time when something actually needs fixing, tightening, bending, or gripping, it's the pliers that are doing the work. And here's now where it gets interesting. If you carry a pair of small, dedicated set of pliers along with a small Victorinox, you get all the important tools consisting of a knife, scissors, screwdriver, and a small package, and ultimately less weight. Yet the biggest thing is actually getting the wider jaw opening than most multi-tools. Dedicated tools just perform better. And these tiny Cobra-style pliers, they grip way harder than anything on a standard multi-tool. Alright, here's what we're looking at. On one side, the $13 Work Pro 4-inch push lock pliers. On the other, the $35 Knipex Cobra XS, basically the gold standard in compact pliers. At first glance, they look almost identical other than the crazy paint job. Very similar size category, very similar adjustment, same general shape, but the price difference couldn't be bigger. Size-wise, they're extremely close. Both are true pocket-sized pliers, around the 4-inch mark. These disappear in a fifth pocket, organizer pouch, or even ride comfortably loose in your pocket. For EDC, this size is absolutely perfect. It's still big enough to grab bolts and fittings, but still small enough you'll actually want to carry them. And though they're both very compact and practical, the Knipex is just a smidge smaller. It's hardly a difference, but if you truly value something that has the most compact tool, the Knipex just edges out the Work Pro. Weight is also very similar, with the Knipex weighing 62 grams, the Work Pro adds 6 more and comes in at 68 grams due to the slightly larger size. Yet both are still significantly lighter than carrying a full-size multi-tool. And when you combine either of these with a small Victorinox, you're still often under the weight of something like the Wave. And that's kind of the hidden EDC hack here. Splitting your tools can actually make your carry lighter and more capable. Now I want to specifically talk about the jaws, and here's why these shine. Compared to most multi-tools, the jaws on these open wide for their size. You can grab plumbing fittings, bike hardware, stubborn nuts, way beyond what you'd expect from something this small. From normal EDC tasks, tightening a bolt, grabbing stripped hardware, holding something steady, it absolutely gets the job done and then some. Let's talk about the elephant in the room other than the crazy paint job. $35 for the Knipex, $13 for the Work Pro. That's nearly 3 Work Pros for the price of just one of these. And yes, this does carry the brand reputation, has incredible quality control, long-term durability, professional level tool heritage, yada yada yada. But for most everyday carry users, are you really pushing these to industrial limits every single day? For a pocket tool that handles occasional fixes, bike adjustments, random home tasks, the Work Pro gives you about 95% of the performance at about a third of the cost. If you're a tradesperson, use pliers daily, or you just love premium tools, the Knipex Cobra XS is fantastic, no question. But if you're building a smart, practical, budget-friendly EDC setup, the Work Pro is kind of a no-brainer. You get the same compact form factor, similar jaw capacity, solid grip strength, and way less money invested. And that savings could go towards a better knife, a better flashlight, or honestly just stay in your pocket. The Work Pro is a tad larger and heavier, but that trade-off also saves you over $20. The Work Pro also adds a small lanyard loop at the bottom and switches up the locking mechanism to this quick push button system. And you can also pick this up in this crazy pink coating, so that deserves some points right there. So here's the takeaway. Dedicated mini pliers are one of the most underrated EDC upgrades you can make. And while the Knipex might be the king, the $13 Work Pro might be the real EDC sleeper. If these Work Pros were released a few years ago, I would have never picked this one up and I would have been completely satisfied. Sometimes the best tool isn't the most expensive one. It's the one that does the job and actually makes it into your pocket every day. So let me know down in the comments, are you team premium or team budget? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.